Hello, everyone, and welcome. This Sunday, we celebrate Gaudete Sunday, the third Sunday of Advent. Gaudete is the Latin word for rejoice, and so this Sunday is supposed to be about rejoicing. Now, you might be asking yourself, how can I possibly be expected to rejoice at this time? How can I rejoice during a pandemic? How can I rejoice when so much has been taken away, when I'm separated from my family, my friends, my church community? How can I possibly rejoice at this time? The gospel today, I think, is very wonderful in that it gives us hope. It tells us or points us in a direction for how we can rejoice even at this time of the pandemic. The gospel today is taken from the start of John's gospel, and it's the account in John's gospel of John the Baptist entering onto the scene. And the way that this is described in John's gospel is a little bit different than in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. In John's Gospel, John the Baptist is primarily a witness. He points the way to Jesus, and in the Gospel today we hear that John the Baptist is a witness to the light. And this is a wonderful image we find in John's Gospel, that Jesus Christ, when he comes into the world, is the light in the world. That Jesus Christ is a light that shines in darkness, and regardless of how dark things are, the darkness will never overcome this light who is Jesus Christ. So Christmas, the coming of Christ at Christmas, is seen as a light shining in darkness. And this is really significant every year because, of course, at Christmas the days are shorter, there's more darkness, and we can appreciate better at this time how Jesus is the light in our world. But especially during the pandemic, we're living through a time of darkness. Things are more dreary, there's more anxiety, more stress. So it's particularly important for us now to understand how Jesus Christ can be light in our darkness here and now. Something I think is quite remarkable or important to consider is that when you're in a dark place, you only need a little bit of light to be able to see again. You only need a little bit of light to be able to kind of regain a sense of your directions of where you are. For example, if you're in a dark room, you only need to light a match and you'll begin to see again. A little bit of light makes a big difference in a dark place. Jesus Christ is coming into our life each and every day. He's being light in our darkness each and every day if we have the eyes to see it. Jesus is light in our darkness in the kindness we experience from other people, the ways even in the midst of these challenges that we can reach out to others, experience times of joy and peace with people that we care about, even if it's through a phone call or through Zoom. Jesus Christ we can see as being light in our darkness in the kind of way that we're being served by other people, like first responders who are really sacrificing themselves in order to care for others. We can see how Jesus is light in our darkness in the hope we're beginning to see in the vaccine that's arriving on the scene here and now. Jesus is light in our darkness, and because of this, we can rejoice on this third Sunday of Advent. Another reason or way we can rejoice is when we become light in other people's darkness, when we too become light of the world. Jesus is the light of the world, but as Christians, we're called to enlighten the darkness of other people. I remember quite clearly when I was in kindergarten, we had kind of this play that we put on once for the parents, and we all made these little lights out of styrofoam cups. We turned them upside down, and we all kind of colored in these flames to put on the top of the cups. And we held these flames or these torches that we had made in front of the school community and in front of our parents, and we sang together that song, "This Little Light of Mine, I'm Gonna Let It Shine." And I always remember that because I think that's a beautiful image for who we're called to be as Christians. Like Jesus, we're called to bring light into people's darkness. And we can do this at this time of the pandemic when people are living in a dark place just by bringing cheer, by bringing kindness, comfort, and hope to people around us, by reaching out to people who might be alone, for example. So this Sunday, this Gaudete Sunday, it might on the one hand be very difficult to see how we can possibly rejoice in the midst of a pandemic. We are living in a dark place, but at the same time we take hope and courage because Jesus Christ is the light of the world. He brings light into the darkness of our lives here and now, and likewise we can go and bring light to other people. So let us rejoice on this third Sunday of Advent because Christ is the light of the world and we can bring light into other people's darkness. God bless you and take care.